To all those people watching, I would like to remind everyone that this video is not made strictly for kids. It is for older fans and adults too. Enjoy the fucking video! Welcome back to episode 3 of my home media collection video series. If you're familiar with them, welcome back, and if you're new, I recommend watching my Australian and UK home media collection videos. In this video, I'll be showing you my American home media releases of the franchise, including some Shining Time Station tapes as well. The interesting thing about US Thomas home media, especially in its early years, is its strange, kooky history of its edits, whether it's a weird little soundbite,
Out for the train.
additional lines that weren't present in the UK dub,
Come along, Puff James. You're pulling us well, sang the coaches. Hurry, 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 Puff James.
some had echo effects,
It was an important day in the yard.
and missed titles on various covers due to mistakes or communication problems, and so on and so forth. To know more about these oddities, I suggest watching the Unlucky Tugs video about them. Link is in the description. So let's dive into my US home media collection. Of course, the first VHS is Thomas Gets Tricked and Other Stories, narrated by Ringo Starr, which is Thomas and Gordon for people in the UK and Australia. This is the 1992 release from Strand Home Video, which is the video collection's Europe subsidiary and almost shares the same lineup as the UK and Australian VHS tape from 1986 and 1987 respectively. The only episode that's missing was James and the Coaches, or as it's titled in America, James Learns a Lesson. I don't recall where I got this from, but very likely it was eBay. Up next is James Learns a Lesson and Other Stories from Strand VCI Entertainment. This cover was the second made by Strand in 1990, using the photo of James from the episode Old Iron, whereas the first one used a picture of him next to Thomas from Edward and Gordon, cropped. Personally, I love this cover more for its simplicity, despite it being a good mix of Thomas and James episodes. I remember getting this from eBay in 2014. Tenders and Turntables and Other Stories, the third release of the US Thomas tapes. This is the 1990 version. At first, I was a little bit confused about Thomas Comes to Breakfast's inclusion on this tape, but later realized that the episode order on the tapes were arranged as how they were seen on Shining Time Station. This is of course one of the VHS tapes that would never get a DVD release later on. I bought this tape from Oliver11 GWR via Twitter back in 2020. Lots of thanks to him. Another mixed episode release, which is Thomas Breaks the Rules and Other Stories. This one being the 1992 release from Strand VCI, featuring 2 episodes from season 1 and the rest being from season 2. One thing about this tape is that this was sealed, but the tape itself was rather faulty. I played this tape when I was writing this, and it was fine as it was playing Duck Takes Charge, but then it cut off and goes to black. I bought this off eBay in 2021 and was annoyed with it when I was playing it. I told the seller about it, but they had no idea about it, and got half of my money I paid for it refunded. Still a nice addition to the collection though, and another VHS tape that would never get a DVD release later on. The next Thomas tape, and the last to be narrated by Ringo Starr, is Better Late Than Never and Other Stories, this one being the 1992 re-release from Strand VCI. Some copies from the 1991 release place the UK titles instead of the Americanized ones. This tape is also a rare gem, as it too was never given a DVD release later on, and I remember buying this off eBay in 2017. Jumping into Season 3 territory, and the first George Carlin narrated VHS with Trust Thomas and Other Stories from Time Life Video that was released through mail order in 1994. This tape was also sealed when I bought it from eBay in 2019, and like I do with many sealed releases, I opened them. Unlike Thomas Breaks the Rules, this tape was in fine condition, with a little blip during Henry's Forest, but nothing too bad. While containing 3 Season 3 episodes, this VHS also has 4 Season 2 episodes, which were The Deputation, Donald and Douglas, The Diesel, and Edward's Exploit. I find it funny that the Scottish twin stories were not placed chronologically on the cover, because imagine watching it in that order and saw that Donald and Douglas were staying on Sodor and Deputation, but then were threatened to be sent away to Scotland in the next episode. But when you play the tape, they were placed in chronological order. This tape is very interesting because I remember it all the way back in childhood. This tape, Thomas and Bertie's Great Race and Other Adventures, was part of the TV Teddy videotape series from Yes Entertainment. Inspired by Teddy Ruxpin, TV Teddy interacts with the video you're watching, such as the Berenstain Bears, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, as well as Thomas the Tank Engine and Shining Time Station. Others include Postman Pat and Rupert, but only in the UK by Tommy. In order for TV Teddy to interact with the tape, it is worked by connecting a wireless transmitter to the composite video line between the VCR and the television. The transmitter would then interpret a barcode along the left side of the video frame and send instructions to the TV Teddy animatronic. TV Teddy only interacts with the character Anthony, who is shown in between the Thomas episodes. The segments are known as Anthony's Attic. The episodes on this release were Terrence the Tractor, Thomas and Bertie's Great Race, Toby's Tightrope and Trouble with Mud, all narrated by George Carlin. While TV Teddy doesn't interact with the characters of Thomas, it would make comments and jokes during the episodes, as shown through this commercial.
TV Teddy.
However, the rest of the TV Teddy audio for the Thomas tape is now lost media, and the only way to see it is if you're willing to pay money for a working TV Teddy doll and transmitter, a VCR, and this tape. The TV Teddy character is voiced by Kat Soki, and if you're a 90s kid like me, you might remember her as the voices for Phil, Lil, and Betty DeVille in the original Rugrats series from 1991 to 2004. She did return as Phil and Lil in the short-lived CG reboot, but Betty DeVille was voiced by Natalie Morales instead. I remember seeing this tape through the TV Teddy commercial as a kid on TV here in Australia, and was excited that there was a Thomas tape, but sadly I never gotten one of these TV Teddy toys. But it only took 29 years for me to have this tape. Bought this off eBay back in 2022, with Owen Bell's wonderful Thomas artwork on the front cover, giving me that sense of early 90s childhood nostalgia. The next tape is Daisy and Other Thomas Stories, and she had a very interesting history when it comes to the show's American run. According to Joseph Marshall from Children's TV Archives and Silbert Records, Rick Sickelko disliked the look of Daisy due to her design during production of Shining Time Station, very likely her face looking very over the top. And so, her debut episode and Percy's predicament were never shown on Shining Time Station at all. But we'll leave this reference in Thomas Comes to Breakfast though.
Meanwhile, a diesel rail car will do your work.
A compromise was made between Britt Allcroft and Rick Sickelko to have those episodes to be released on home video, all told by George Carlin, along with merchandise of the diesel rail car being sold in America. It all makes sense now why this 1992 news clip says that Mavis was the first female engine.
And the first strong female engine has been added, Mavis the Diesel.
Fiddlesticks, said Mavis and flounced away.
And Boko's weird appearance in the Breakfast Time for Thomas book since it was published in 1990 by Random House. The VHS showcases a mixture of 5 Season 2 episodes, along with one from Season 1 and Season 3. I like the pink background they chose for the cover, and the photo of Daisy looks great too. This cover also includes the sticker celebrating Thomas being the #1 licensed brand that year as well. Oh, how I wish it was like that today. The next tape is James Goes Buzz Buzz, featuring 5 episodes from Season 3 and 2 from Season 2 from Quality Family Entertainment, a subsidiary of the Britt Allcroft Company by Britt Allcroft and Rick Sickelko that produced Shining Time Station and distributed Thomas videos in 1994. I remember seeing this VHS for sale with the James Goes Buzz Buzz wooden railway set at my local Grace Brothers here in Australia as a kid, and on the Totally Thomas Toy Depot website, which is where I first discovered the American videos. I remember one time seeing this set and the VHS had a giant X crossing it out, very likely telling customers that the VHS is excluded since it's NTSC, and in Australia we use PAL like the UK. Sadly, I never had that set and will be one wooden railway item I would love to have, but some eBay sellers are selling them at high prices that are a joke. However, I bought this tape many years later on eBay. The first Thomas Christmas VHS tape featuring 4 Season 1 stories and 2 Season 2 and Season 3 stories, some of which have been released in previous volumes before this. I love the nice glossy covering this video had, and the Christmassy decorations surrounding the top giving that Christmas feel, though I think the little drawing of the fat controller looks a bit odd, but it has a charm to it I suppose. Though I think they could have gotten a model of the fat controller with a Santa hat placed on his head to blend in with the Thomas photo at the front. This was another tape from Oliver 11 GWR. Jumping into Season 4 territory now with Thomas and the Special Letter, this being the 2002 Ghislaine and Anchor Bay VHS release with its weird character choices for the front cover, which is Birdie, a character who was in one episode of the tape that was just a cameo. They could at least go with Thomas since he's the main character of the title episode. Weird choice, but at least they got one part right, showcasing Thomas crashing into the wall as seen in the first episode. This VHS also showcases the song Don't Judge a Book by Its Cover by Mike O'Donnell and Julia Campbell. The US's first compilation tape that was first released in 1996, featuring 5 episodes from Season 1, 3 from Season 2, and 3 from Season 3. The tape that I have is the 2000 reissue version. Now my copy on the Sing Along and Stories tape was like this because that was how it was sold on eBay. Anyway, this is the US's first VHS compilation of songs from Mike and Junior, including 4 songs that debuted for the first time, which were Let's Have a Race, Gone Fishing, Toby, and The Island Song, which is strange because the back cover says there's 3 new songs. This tape was also the debut of Peter Sam the Refreshment Lady and Bulldog from Season 4. Another Season 4 episodic release, Thomas Meets the Queen and Other Stories from Anchor Bay in 1997. Another US Thomas tape that was never given a DVD release, and the last tape to feature George Carlin as the storyteller narrating newer material. With Shantytime Station no longer relevant, and the 5th season being broadcasted on Fox Family through Storytime with Thomas, we now move on to Season 5 territory with Cranky Bugs and Other Thomas Stories from Anchor Bay, released in 1999. I remember seeing this tape through Totally Thomas Toy Depot back then, and that was how I found out about Season 5 when it was new. I remember as a kid I thought the title was about Thomas dealing with bugs who were cranky for some reason, until the episode made its Australian debut on TV. This was also the tape to feature Alec Baldwin as the new storyteller for the US for the 5th and 6th series of the show, as well as playing Mr. Conductor in Thomas and the Magic Railroad. This VHS features 6 episodes from the 5th season, and the music video Night Train. Another tape I remembered seeing on the internet back in the late 90s, and I love the orange border, the Owen Bell designed hills, and Thomas's crash in the hen house, showing us what to expect in the video with its title. I also like how they chose Percy for the front since he had 3 leading roles in the first 3 episodes. This video also featured the music video Accidents Will Happen, which is just perfect for the theming. Personally, a great VHS from Anchor Bay. Another tape that I remembered seeing as a kid back in the late 90s on the Totally Thomas Toy Depot website. 10 years of Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends was made to celebrate the show's 10th anniversary of its American debut, featuring 2 episodes from Season 1, 2 from Season 2, 5 from Season 3, and 1 from Season 4 with Thomas's anthem as the grand finale. In between the episodes, we have special segments featuring interviews with children and their parents talking about Thomas and the episodes, almost similar to what the UK had back in 1995 to celebrate the Railway Series' 50th. The interviews take place at the Strasburg Railroad in Pennsylvania during their Day Out with Thomas event, which is still held at the railroad today. I bought this tape on eBay way back in 2007, and this is one of the blue tapes. Another Season 5 tape focusing on the thrill side of the season. This was another video I remember seeing on Amazon as a kid, and I really like the red background of the cover. Feels right as if the video is full of danger. This video also features the music video Every Cloud Has a Silver Lining by Mike and Junior. Another Christmas release featuring 1 episode from Season 5, 2 from Season 1, 1 from Season 3, and 1 from Season 4, where the Snow song is a bonus to close off the festive tape. One thing, this cover had a blip. It stated that there were 2 new episodes, but Snow was the only new episode as the cover listed Thomas and Percy's Mountain Adventure to its UK title, Thomas and Percy's Christmas Adventure. It seems no one had gotten the memo of the mistake. Speaking of Mountain Adventure, this tape also featured the awful, out-of-sync version that was seen on Shantytime Station back in 1993, as it was written as a Thanksgiving story for the episode Billy's Party. I remember watching this edit on the internet, in the days before YouTube, and was so confused and boggled by this change. Personally, I think the episode should have been left for another Shining Time Station Christmas episode for its 3rd season. And for the Thanksgiving episode, they could have gone with a more original story, focusing on a more universal approach about being thankful, so that it could work for many countries without having to resort to alienization. But at least the out-of-sync version gave us a nice, almost clean track of Michael Jr.'s rendition of We Wish You a Merry Christmas. And yes, here is Thomas and the Tragic Thomas and the Magic Railroad. This was an ex-Blockbuster tape as shown on the sticker on the rear dating back to 2001. Not much else to say, and I have some very strong disdain for the movie, but like I said before, I'll be here all day telling you all about it. With no new Thomas content for the year 2001, Anchor Bay were releasing Thomas tapes to fill in the void. Meanwhile, Storytime with Thomas had been cancelled on Fox Family the previous year, and the show had no American television home. So the only way to watch Thomas stuff in the United States at the time was through home media, such as this one, Thomas's Trackside Tunes. The video features 6 songs that were made for the 5th series, with Gordon and the Gremlins making its home video debut, while Trucks, which was called Rusty Helps Peter Sam from Season 4, was placed alongside. This was another error made by Anchor Bay. I bought this tape alongside other Thomas DVDs during my trip to America in 2017 at Rasputin Music in Berkeley, California. This was their only Thomas tape they had in store. The first Best Of videos featuring Percy, compiling the best episodes of The Little Green Engine through the official Thomas website, ranging from Season 1 to 3. This tape also debuted the Ringo Starr narration of Percy Takes the Plunge, as was only seen in the Shining Time Station episode Mapping It Out, and the audiobook of Cow on the Line and other Thomas the Tank Engine stories from Random House, and the only Anchor Bay release to have Ringo Starr and George Carlin rated episodes alongside each other. We now move into the Season 6 tapes of the show, kicking off with Salty Secret from 2002. I remember seeing this tape being listed on the old Thomas Trackside Station website. It was also an actual Thomas themed shop that was nearby the Strasburg Railroad in Pennsylvania. It was also where I found the wooden railway prototypes of Salty, in his second form with 8 wheels, and Harvey. This tape also has the song James the Really Splendid Engine by Mike and Jr. to close off the tape. The final Best Of tape, and it goes to Gordon, featuring 3 Season 1 episodes, 3 Season 3 episodes, 1 Season 2 episode, and 2 Season 5 episodes. This was also one of the first tapes to feature the Hit Entertainment logo on the spine, as they bought out Ghislaine in 2002 for the Thomas rights. I bought this tape sealed back in 2021. I also think they could have carried on a little more with the Best Of series. You can have characters like Toby, Henry, and the Fat Controller that can make up a Best Of tape, which I'm surprised that Anchor Bay hadn't thought of during their run as distributors. Another Season 6 tape featuring 6 episodes from Season 6, with the song Down by the Docks by Mike and Jr. making its home media debut. This was also a sealed tape that I bought on eBay back in 2017, and around the time of its release, the VHS tapes gave out the old Wooden Railway foldout that you can get in the Wooden Railway range, featuring many items that you can just dream of getting since. As I said before, eBay sellers are selling them at joke prices. We now come to the last Christmas Winter VHS to be released, which is Thomas's Snowy Surprise that came with an exclusive Wooden Railway Christmas caboose. This tape featured 3 Season 6 episodes, 1 Season 5, Season 1 and Season 2 episode, with Alec Baldwin and George Carlin narrating it with the Winter Wonderland song by Mike and Jr. make its debut. This was another sealed tape I bought on eBay, as inside it too came with the Wooden Railway foldout, and an advertisement from Anchor Bay advertising all the other VHS and DVDs in their Thomas range. This tape is the second version that correctly titled the opening episode as It's Only Snow, as the first version mistitled it as Thomas's Snowy Surprise. Moving on to the debut of Season 7, and fun fact, this was the very first US tape I ever owned back when it was new in 2004. I remember being excited about this when I ordered it from Amazon, but was very upset when I later found out it was an NTSC tape, which is a format we don't have in Australia, but when it came I played it in the VCR, and saw that it worked perfectly. And then I later found out that the video player can play both PAL and NTSC. So of course I was very happy, and I still have the VCR that still works today. This tape was also the only debut of the late Michael Angeles as the US storyteller, since they couldn't find a new one in time. and I remember people hating it at the time. Though I can understand why, since he was an unfamiliar name, and his voice work at the time wasn't at all that great for the 7th series. Unfortunately, I lost the VHS cover, but I remember it came with a wooden railway foldout and a postcard of one of the new characters, which was this promo picture of Jack, and unfortunately that is long gone too, but I still have the tape and the memories of it all. This was also the debut of 5 new engines in the shed, celebrating the new characters that were introduced in Season 7, though Spencer and Fergus were replaced by Salty and Harvey for some reason. And so, we come to the infamous Steamies vs Diesels VHS that was the worldwide debut of Season 8 and the hit era. I remember reading about the new changes on a Thomas fan site around 2004, and was quite interested into seeing them. The one change that I remember being surprised about was the theme song, which was Engine Roll Call, which made its debut here. When I got it from Amazon before my birthday, I was surprised, and I remember feeling not too disappointed by it. I can understand from some fans that these new changes were out of the blue, and would be upset by it since they thought it would be the old format. And the teaser trailer that was shown on the New Friends for Thomas DVD heavily implied that, but very likely it was like that because they didn't get the footage from Season 8 at the time when making it. But despite all the changes, to me it was still Thomas. And at least the changes weren't as drastic as some. After witnessing the hit era of the show and the debut of Season 7, Thomas and the Jet Engine was released, which was the last VHS tape to feature Alec Baldwin as the storyteller, and the first classic series VHS tape to feature Michael Brandon, the second longest US storyteller behind George Carlin, as the tape has 3 Season 7 episodes, featuring the score of Mike O'Donnell and Junior Campbell before Robert Hartshorne and Ed Welch took over. This was also the debut of the song Boo Boo Choo Choo by the former composers as well. I remember this tape on Amazon back in 2004, but didn't get it until 2021 off eBay. Unfortunately, it suffered a crack on the corner, but could still work. This will be the last VHS and DVD from Anchor Bay for the time being, until 2005. Like with Steamies vs Diesels, Hit Entertainment distributed another hit-era VHS and DVD with It's Great to Be an Engine. I got this for Christmas in 2004 from my parents, and I remembered how the present was wrapped up. It was curled up from the top and looked big, and I wondered what it was. I was excited by it and couldn't sleep a wink until Christmas morning. And when I opened it, I was greeted with the tape and was so excited for it. Like Australia and the UK, the US had also released the 60th anniversary VHS and DVD, but the US's copy was simply titled Thomas's Sodor Celebration. I never had gotten the VHS and DVD back in 2005 and bought the tape off eBay in 2021 with 2 leaflets, one showing Anchor Bay's releases and the other advertising the CD, Thomas's Songs and Roundhouse Rhythms, and the playset book, All Aboard with Thomas from Random House, with the other side showing other Random House books that were new back in 2001. The video came with a free wooden railway toy, but was not intact on eBay. This tape I did get back in 2005 from Amazon after my birthday, and I remembered being surprised to hear the extended version of Sounds and Surprises, which the former was one of the best songs coming from the hit era. I only heard the short versions of the songs. Sounds was on the Steamy vs Diesel tape, while Surprises was on the Australian DVD of PP Parade. So hearing the extended versions was such an experience. There were other great songs too from this tape, such as the Emily song, A World Around You, Determination, Patience is a Virtue, etc. This also debuted the 2 Season 8 episodes, Thomas and the Fireworks Display and Thomas and the Tuba, 2 episodes I was already familiar with that year from the All Aboard the Steam Team DVD that was released in Australia. I remember watching this tape a lot back in the day, because after when I got this tape, I had a head cold and had to stay home from school. So this tape got me through the day while I was recovering. The last Anchor Bay VHS in my collection, Percy Saves the Day, that I got from Amazon either from late 2006 or early 2007, and it was my first exposure to the rescored Season 7 episodes by Robert Hartshorne and Ed Welch. And I thought it was strange since in Australia we only had the Mike O'Donnell and Junior Campbell score, which is something that I prefer, despite its overuse of the wind whistle. I honestly think Hit should have just left the Season 6 and 7 score alone for both home video and broadcast in the States. Sure, it wouldn't be consistent with the current music that was made from season 8, but this tape showcased There Once Was an Engine Who Ran Away by Mike and Jr. with their music still intact, and I don't recall anyone from the general audience having any problem with it. The season 8 music being played over everything that was left from the classic series just felt wrong in my opinion. Robert Hartshorn and Ed Welch are good composers, nothing wrong with them, and the former will go on much later in his career giving us some great songs for the show. But the music just doesn't fit well with the classic series. This video also came with a metallic Percy wooden railway toy, which is somewhere around my house. And here is the 60th anniversary special Calling All Engines on tape, and sadly the cover is long gone as well. I remember getting this tape from Amazon in 2005, and one thing I remember from this tape, along with the other hit distributed Thomas tapes, was all of the commercials that it placed from brands such as the Wiggles, Kipper, etc., including adverts for Thomas products like Wooden Railway, Tomy, Leapfrog, etc. The layout in the Tomy advert was just awesome to look at. Shame that the current Thomas Toys doesn't want to embrace the idea of free and imaginative play. So that's all of my US Thomas tapes in my collection. Now I'll be showing you my VHS tapes of the show that introduced kids to the Little Blue Engine in North America, Shining Time Station. The first VHS of the show came out in 1992, with the Christmas special "'Tis a Gift", featuring Thomas episodes Thomas's Christmas Party from Season 1 and Thomas and the Missing Christmas Tree from Season 2. In the broadcast version of the episode on PBS, which aired in 1990, Terence the Tractor from Season 1, Thomas, Terence in the Snow for us in Australia and the UK, was used instead of Missing Christmas Tree. This tape also showcased the Missing Christmas Tree episode with some lines omitted.
All the engines were busy with the final preparations. Our Christmas tree has arrived just in time.
The reason behind that blip was because Ringo Starr, who played as Mr. Conductor in the show at the time, was focusing on revitalizing his music career again, after his last album Old Way from 1983 was a bust. 1992 was a busy year for Ringo, as he had just released his brand new album Time Takes Time in May, and in promotion of the album, he will be going on tour around North America, Europe, and the United States, starting from June and lasting all the way until September of that year. And with the tape being released in October, according to the Shining Time Station wiki, I think there wouldn't have been enough time to get Ringo to record the rewritten lines. Though why couldn't they just use the Terence episode as shown on TV 2 years prior to avoid this mistake? In the end, this would be the only Season 1 episode of Shining Time Station to be released on home video with Ringo Starr's Mr. Conductor, and the only one distributed under the A-Vision label, with a very nice cover giving off that Christmassy feeling. Back in the late 90s, I had heard about Shining Time Station from the Totally Thomas Toy Depot website, which had listed this video as my dad printed me out the VHS listing since, before we got it, he had the internet at his work. I remember being intrigued by the show's title and wanted to see it for myself, but that wouldn't happen until 2006. If you want to watch all of Season 1, I highly recommend the channel Johnson and Noddy from Joseph Marshall, who had uploaded high-quality episodes of Shining Time Station from Mick Sickleco's collection, as shown when it was broadcasted on PBS. That depends on where you live, as here in Australia, only 3 episodes of Season 1 are public, thanks to YouTube's highly flawed geo-blocking bots. Up next is the first Shining Time Station VHS of its 3rd season. Stacy cleans up with the Season 3 episode James Goes Buzz Buzz, narrated by George Carlin by Kid Vision, which is a subsidiary of A-Vision. I bought this tape from eBay in 2022, and it came with the Stacey Jones cardboard cutout that was provided with the tape back in the day. I like the simple cover with the promotional photograph of Stacey, personally the best character of the show with her hard-working but motherly persona, and played by one of the loveliest people in entertainment, Dee Conn, showing you what the episode was going to be about, with Owen Bell's Thomas at the bottom telling you that there's going to be a Thomas episode. That would go with the back cover as well, as they tell you what the Thomas episode is, which shows James being stung. Volume 2 of the Kid Vision tapes that I bought from eBay is the episode Schemer Alone from 1993, featuring the Thomas episode Percy, James and the Fruitful Day from Season 3, which kinda doesn't fit with the Schemer episode, who was placing his responsibility towards everyone else while his mother was away. But in the Thomas episode, James wasn't being lazy. He was boastful, but was very willing to do the special job of taking fruit to market and got jam breaks in the end, resulting in Percy to take the workload for him, and ended up in an accident just because he was being careless. Some of the Thomas episodes in this season work fine with the message that Shining Time wants to tell, but I think they were struggling to make some Thomas stories to fit with the show's moral lessons, and this episode is a pretty good example of that. Meanwhile, Schema is another memorable character of the show, and Brian O'Connor is one of those actors that is the only one who can nail the role, and Schema is the character that I don't see anyone else playing. I know that Jason Alexander auditioned for the role, but I'm glad that he didn't get it because then we wouldn't have this iconic character. Brian O'Connor was one of the show's best casting, and I'm glad he is still with us today. And we have another TV Teddy tape featuring the episode Sweet and Sour from Yes Entertainment. This was released alongside with the Thomas tape, though I don't recall ever seeing this released here in Australia. This is the only Shining Time VHS tape to feature two Season 2 episodes from Thomas the Tank Engine, which were Donald and Douglas, which is breakband here in the UK and Australia, and The Deputation. Like the Thomas tape, this too featured bookend segments of Anthony's attic that TV Teddy interacts to, and makes comments and jokes during the episode, which, like the Thomas one, is now lost media. This is one of the rarest tapes of Shining Time Station to find, and luckily I found this for sale on eBay in 2022 for $20 US. I love the painting on the front cover, as it gives you the typical American railroad town. More of the painting can be seen on the cover of the pop-up soundbook station house that was released in the same year. Volume 3 of the Kid Vision tapes is Bully for Mr. Conductor from 1994, featuring the Thomas episode Bulgy, an episode that makes sense to tie in with the Shining Time episode. Instead of the promotional photographs like the last two, from here they depict paintings of the main characters who I believe were painted by American illustrator Thomas Hardy, as shown through the signature in the paintings. Hardy is still painting today, and you can check them out on his website. Released alongside Bully for Mr. Conductor in 1994 by Kid Vision is Becky Makes a Wish, and the very first Shining Time Station tape I owned since 2006. I remember being very excited when I got this tape, as this was my first viewing of the show, and I loved it with its use of the drive-in movie theater segment showing fun little commercials as if we were in the town of Shining Time. The clips were taken from the 1984 short film Easy Living by Chip Lord and Mickey McGowan, and after the whole episode we were given a Schema Presents segment as shown in other VHS releases. Becky's episode also featured the Thomas episode All at Sea from Season 3, which was another nice fit for the episode's message about being careful what you wish for. And we come to the episode that gave us the horrible sync issue of Thomas and Percy's Mountain Adventure that'll be placed on future Thomas tapes and DVDs until 2010. This tape showcased the shortened version, where it ended like this.
Villagers were going to do, but he knew it was going to be a big surprise. When the engines woke the next morning, they could not believe their eyes. The sheds had been repainted and decorated. The engines whistled in delight, and everyone agreed that it was a really happy Thanksgiving.
One other thing about this tape is that this was listed as Volume 6, despite it being the 5th volume, and it was listed as the 6th likely because Sweet and Sour was supposed to be the actual 3rd volume, but was placed on the TV Teddy line instead. Another tape from eBay, I believe I got this with Schema's Club in 2007. This VHS tape features the Season 3 episode Heroes, which fits the episode's message about making a mistake. And we come to the final episodic release of Shining Time Station, which is Schema's Special Club, featuring the Season 3 episode Oliver Owns Up, which fits with the idea about feeling too good about oneself. But I do love the episode for its anti-bigotry message, since it still is a major problem in society today, and this scene goes hard which lives up by today's standards.
Sir, Mr. Hume, I think I will tell you a story.
Ah, wonderful.
Yes, it's about a station manager and a club. Once upon a time, there was a person who ran a train station on the Indian Valley Railroad.
What a coincidence.
Yes, and this station was one of the most important places in town, and everybody knew and loved this station manager. Well, there can't be all work and no play, so this person decided to join the local business and social club. However, the members of this club would not let this station manager join. And why? Because this person was a woman, and the name of the club was the NWR Club, Mr. Hume. And that person was my grandmother, Gracie Jones.
A heartbreaking story, but I'm afraid that was before my time.
Well, it might have been before your time, Mr. Hobart Hume III. But you are exactly like your grandfather, Hobart Hume I, the founder and the president of the NWR Club. You walk into this busy train station and you expect everyone to just stop what they're doing and entertain you? Well, that's insensitive and insulting. And you know what the sad thing is, Mr. Hume? You don't have to be this way. You weren't born prejudiced. It's something that you learn from someone like your grandfather. And I feel sorry for you because of all the wonderful people that you'll never get to know because you think that you're superior to everyone else. Well, you're welcome to use this train station if you have a train to catch, Mr. Hume. But I would like you to conduct your business for your club elsewhere.
Well, I never.
You know, Mr. Hume, where I come from, we have a name for people like you. We call them bigots.
And here is the last of my Shining Time Station tapes, which is about the Jukebox Puppet Band, who were a part of the main show playing songs during the half hour. Like Schema, they too had a home video spin-off, and this one was done at the start of a documentary narrated by the late George Page, who was one of the creators of the show Nature that was broadcasted on PBS, and still is today. We now move on to DVDs, starting with the US's first, which is Best of Thomas from Anchor Bay Entertainment in 2001. I never owned the DVD nor the VHS. The disc here is actually from the 2010 6-DVD box set Best Tales on the Track that I bought on Amazon back in 2013. The DVD features 3 episodes from Season 1, 1 from Season 2, and 2 from Season 3 and Season 4, all voted by fans through the Thomas official website and told by George Carlin. The bonus features on the DVD are Read-Along Story of Thomas and the Dinosaur, that was originally published by Random House in 2000 for the Junior Jellybean line, with some nice artwork by Paul Nichols, including some DVD games and a character gallery. I remember hearing about these as a kid and wanted to see it for myself, but when the DVD was out in 2001, I only had a video player, as DVD players were very expensive back in the day since it was becoming mainstream, and when I did have a DVD player, it would only play DVDs from Australia, which is Region 4. I always thought that countries like the UK and Australia should have done this too, since bonus features back in the DVD's heydays were a big thing. Also, when you place the DVD in a disk drive on your computer, you can access a demo of the great Festival Adventure PC game from Hasbro Interactive. I had the full game back in 1999 as a Christmas gift, and one that I was highly anticipating, though the one that I have has the late Michelangelo's narrating, whereas the US dub was voiced by the late Robin Smith, who had been a familiar voice for US fans from 1999 to 2007. In fact, this was the first DVD Robin Smith had voiced. A year later, the US got their second DVD, which is Make Someone Happy and Other Thomas Adventures in 2002, which was released on VHS back in 2000 featuring 6 Season 5 episodes. The bonus features are pretty basic, which were character bios, a link to the official Thomas website, which is inaccessible nowadays because this DVD was from 2002. But it gave us 2 songs such as It's Great to Be an Engine and Every Cloud Has a Silver Lining. I remember getting this DVD from Rasputin Music at the famous Haight-Ashbury district in San Francisco back in summer of 2017, which was my last visit there, as the shop sadly closed down in 2019. Released alongside Make Someone Happy is Best of James, the second in the Best of series, and another disc from the 2010 box set, featuring 8 episodes with 3 from Season 1, 1 from Season 2, and 4 from Season 3, narrated by George Carlin. The bonus features on this DVD are better in comparison with the Make Someone Happy DVD. While Best of James finishes its run with Don't Judge a Book by its cover, we're also given 3 more songs separate from the feature, which were Harold the Helicopter, The Island Song, and Gone Fishing. We also got some games, a character gallery, and another read-along feature told by Robin Smith, which was the book Hooray for Thomas written by Mary Man Kong and published by Random House between 2000 to 2001 for their Jellybean book series, with more artwork from Paul Nichols. Another DVD released by Anchor Bay in 2002 which is Cranky Bugs and Other Thomas Stories, that was originally released on VHS in 1999, featuring 6 episodes from Season 5. However, the music video Night Train was omitted from the DVD, but we got 2 songs as bonus features, which were Donald's Duck and Toby, as well as another character bio feature just like Make Someone Happy. This was another DVD I bought from Rasputin in 2018 at their Berkeley store in America, which is thankfully still operating today. This is also one of the DVDs that still have the booklet provided inside to show people what to experience on the format, while also advertising more Thomas videos and DVDs from Anchor Bay. Released alongside Cranky Bugs is Races, Rescues and Runaways, that was released on VHS in 1999 as well, and that I bought from Amazon's US store back in 2013. Same things as always with its bonus features such as character bios, a now outdated link to the Tomas website and 2 songs, one of which is Accidents Will Happen, which was separated from the main feature, which is good that it was kept intact unlike Cranky Bugs. The other song, also separated from the main feature, was Come for the Ride. Also released alongside the other 2 is Best of Percy. The disc is also from the 2010 box set. It shares the same listing of episodes from the VHS tape with George Carlin and Ringo Starr narrating. While the VHS tape hadn't featured a song, the Percy Seaside Trip song was added to the DVD, but as a separate feature. The bonus feature has a trivia game like James's, and a memory fun game with a character gallery and a read-along feature of Henry and the Elephant, a Random House book that was published in 1990, 4 years before it was to be adapted in Season 4, and, unlike the episode, the book is a faithful adaptation to the original Railway series story with the wonderful illustrations of Owen Bell. This was the book that inspired me to adapt it as a Season 1 style episode, and it led me to adapt more Railway series stories in the style of Season 1 to 4 after that. Although while it was nice to see some Owen Bell pictures, I think if they were to go for a more Percy book, they could have gone with the 2001 board book. Another Season 5 DVD that I bought from Amazon's US store in 2013, Spills and Chills and Other Thomas Thrills, which is the same as the Season 5 tape with the Silver Lining music video separate from the main feature, alongside with Night Train. The other bonus feature is also the same as the previous Season 5 DVDs, character bios and an outdated link to the website. And like Cranky Bugs, it also came with its own booklet, showing you the features of the DVD and advertising the other Anchor Bay releases. We now move into Season 6 territory, with the first VHS and DVD to be released simultaneously, which is Salty Secret and Other Thomas Adventures, that I bought from Amazon's US store in 2014, featuring the same episode and music video listing as its VHS counterpart, with a good amount of bonus features, such as a read-along feature of Breakfast Time for Thomas book that was published by Random House in 1990, Sir Topham Hatt's scrapbook, which like character bios, but with pictures and frame grabs from various episodes, including video clips from episodes as well. There was also a painting game and a counter game, and it came with a 12-page booklet, though my copy didn't have it. Another Season 6 DVD titled after probably one of the season's best episodes, Percy's Chocolate Crunch and Other Thomas Adventures. Originally released by Anchor Bay in 2003, this is the Lionsgate 2009 version, with 6 Season 6 episodes, and its bonus features were a read-along story of the book Thomas Tells a Lie by Kelly Milleron, and published by Random House in 2001 for Golden Book, which was acquired by Random House that same year. There is the character gallery, which is called Sodor Superstars Hall of Fame, some DVD games which were puzzles and spelling games, and the Little Engines music video. I got this DVD from the Rasputin store at Berkeley when I went there in the summer of 2019. The third Season 6 DVD, James and the Red Balloon and Other Thomas Adventures, which is the 2003 Anchor Bay release. This one features an 8-page booklet showcasing what to experience on the DVD, such as games, character bios and the song Down by the Docks, an episode listing with some trivia questions at the end of each description, and 2-page devoted to some adverts, such as Thomas Days and Thomas books from Random House, as well as the back cover showing other Thomas VHS and DVDs from Anchor Bay's line. This was also from Rasputin's Berkeley store that I got in early 2018, when I was visiting America. Released alongside its VHS counterpart is the last of the Best Of series, which is Best of Gordon from 2003, and this disc is also from the 2010 6 DVD box set. Like the VHS, it shares the same episode listing. However, unlike the last 3 Best Of DVDs, no song was added in. but we got other bonus features like a trivia game, a memory and numbers game, and a character gallery. Another Lionsgate release from 2009, Thomas's Snowy Surprise and Other Adventures in the glossy cover, featuring the same episodes and song from the VHS counterpart, as well as some Christmas games and character bios, which is called Sodor's Special Delivery. I got this at Haight-Ashbury in San Francisco in 2017, but this one I found at an Amoeba store, and that is still in operation today. This next one is a DVD sampler, featuring 2 episodes, which are The Runaway from Season 2 and Fish from Season 4, featuring Thomas and Duck told by George Carlin. This DVD came free from the Conductor Figure 8 set from the Water Railway range, and I remember seeing it on the old Thomas Trackside Station online shop. This was also sold on the PBS's Kids online shop too when Thomas was broadcasted on there before 2017. I bought this DVD on Amazon US back in 2021. And I remember from watching The Runaway how they added in additional sound effects in that weren't present in the UK dub for some reason.
But Thomas's break.
A nice little DVD. Next up is the compilation DVD Thomas and his Friends Get Along from 2004. This DVD also contains the booklet and advertising card of Anchor Bay's other Thomas releases, including at the time the upcoming Steamies vs. Diesels VHS and DVD. Its bonus features included our character bios, an outdated link to the website, and the Thomas Anthem music video. As you can tell from the sticker, this was also from Rasputin. I got this from their former Haight-Ashbury store, and this was my first US DVD that I got physically in America on my first ever visit there in 2016. Before the upcoming Steamies vs. Diesel DVD and VHS, New Friends for Thomas was released in 2004 by Anchor Bay, with the same listing as its VHS counterpart. However, this is the 2009 Lionsgate release that I bought from Amazon in 2013. The DVD's bonus features are the character bio scrapbook, the 5 new engines in the shared music video, and some DVD games. Also, the cover has 2 Spencers as well. And here is the DVD of Steamies vs. Diesels from Hit Entertainment in 2004. The DVD features another booklet of the presentation, some quotes in the middle, and some adverts for merchandise such as Wooden Railway and Random House books, and the back to promote Thomas Days. This is also the DVD that refers Spencer as a Diesel for some reason in the Steamy or Diesel game. This was another DVD I got from Rasputin in Berkeley in early 2018, when I was visiting America. Here is the DVD version of Thomas and the Jet Engine from Anchor Bay that I bought at Rasputin back in summer 2017 when visiting America. And when I came back to Australia and watched it, I was expecting the episode to be rescored to the music by Robert Hartshorn and Ed Welch, since these had season 7 episodes. But when they got to those episodes, I was shocked to learn that there were Michael Brandon dubbed episodes with Mike and Junior's score. It was so surreal to hear those two together. Another Rasputin DVD that I bought at Haight-Ashbury in 2017, which is It's Great to Be an Engine from Hit Entertainment in 2004. And this is where the UK and Australia took the Cargo Challenge game for the 60th anniversary DVD, and the read-along storybook bonus feature was the Special Delivery, which was published by Random House in 2002, read by Robin Smith, along with other games like Read to Race, etc. In 2004, Learning Curve released the deluxe play scene series starting with Thomas and the Special Letter. I remember buying this at my local Target in Australia in 2005. And this was the closest thing that I had at the time to experience the American DVDs, as this worked on my Region 4 DVD player at the time. The DVD contains a promo for the take-along range, a promo for the DVDs from Anchor Bay, and the episode itself. I always wondered how people in Australia reacted when they watched the Thomas episode with American narration instead of the British version that we usually get. I knew personally that the show had an American dub, but I believe there are some out there outside of the realm of fandom who didn't know, hence you get this misinforming comment that Thomas had been Americanized over the years when they watch an American dub. I had collected more of these sets, including the Emily and Diesel set around 2006, but I don't know where those discs had ended up. We now move to 2005. And the first release of that year is Hooray for Thomas and Other Adventures from Anchor Bay, featuring 6 season 7 episodes with the rescore of Robert Hartshorn and Ed Welch, with the music of Michael O'Donnell and Junior Campbell on the nameboard sequence and the Red Balloon music video. Again, Hit could have just left the original music alone. I never had the DVD cover itself, as the disc, which is the 2009 Lionsgate release, came from the On The Go pack from 2010 that I bought from Amazon in 2013. Its bonus features were some games, character gallery, and the interactive story of The Great Race, which is Thomas and Bertie's Great Race that was published by Random House as an early reading book in 2000. I have 2 versions of the Thomas Sodor Celebrations DVD. Here is the original 2005 DVD box from Hit Entertainment that came with a standard wooden railway Thomas, with bonus features being the Thomas' storybook adventure, with some pretty nightmare-inducing CGI, as well as a character gallery, the surprise song, and the read-along story is Happy Birthday Thomas, narrated by Michael Brandon, which was published by Random House in 1990 to celebrate the 45th anniversary of the Railway series, with some beautiful Owen Bell illustrations. There was also Hit Extras, which is basically them promoting the other brands as home media, such as the Wiggles, Pingu, Rubber Dubbers, and Barney the Dinosaur. And here is the 2009 re-release version from Lionsgate just on its own, with the same usual stuff that was released in 2005, but with the Hit Extras removed, since at the time Barney the Dinosaur was nearing its hiatus the next year, Rubber Dubbers had finished its run on TV 4 years earlier, Pingu's series had ended in 2006, and the Wiggles' contract with Hit Entertainment for distributing their home media in North America had expired 2 years prior, so there was no need for it. Released alongside its VHS counterpart is Songs from the Station, with the same songs and stories, but its bonus features were the game Thomas's Great Destinations of Sodor, Songs of Sodor Game, a read-along story of Little Engines Can Do Big Things, which was published by Random House in 2000 to promote Thomas and the Magic Railroad, and Hit Extras, which promoted Barney, The Wiggles, Todd World, and Rubber Dubbers. And for some reason, I ended up having 2 copies, both Hit Entertainment branded from 2005, and I can't for the life of me remember where I got these from. Originally released by Anchor Bay in 2005, here is the 2009 Lionsgate re-release of James Learns a Lesson and Other Thomas Adventures, featuring the same list of episodes that its 1990 counterpart shares, but with the Thomas and James Magic Railroad promo on the front, with Thomas and Bertie below. Its bonus features are character bios and an out-of-date link to the website, and the music video Thomas's Anthem. I remember buying this DVD off eBay around 2016. Here is the 2005 Anchor Bay DVD Percy Saves the Day, that was released alongside its VHS counterpart that I bought from Amazon in 2013. Pretty much the same stuff that was on the VHS, but its bonus features are a character gallery, a DVD game which is called Pick That Sound, and the read-along story is Thomas, Percy and the Dragon, that was published by Random House as a Step Into Reading book in 2003, narrated by Robin Smith. There were also 2 DVD ROM games, but can no longer work since Adobe Flash was discontinued at the end of 2020. However, thanks to the wiki, we can see that the DVD ROM games are similar to the old Flash Thomas games from the official website from 2004. Another Amazon bought DVD from 2013, which is the 2005 Anchor Bay release of 10 Years of Thomas and Friends. Basically the same as its VHS counterpart, but with some bonus features which were character bios taken from Percy Saves the Day, the read-along is Breakfast Time for Thomas from the Salty Secrets DVD, and the Build the Engine game that came from America's only season compilation DVD, The Early Years. Originally released in 2005 for the 60th by Hit Entertainment themselves, Lionsgate released this under their label in 2009. Its bonus features are a character gallery, deleted scenes which were Ari and Bert bumping Thomas and Percy, and Ari and Bert teasing Thomas with the large beam, as shown in the UK and Australian releases. There was also a game based on the special, music videos of the songs from the movie including the Dream song that was not in the special. The read-along was the book Diesel 10 Means Trouble, which was published by Random House in 2000 for Thomas and the Magic Railroad's promotion, and Hit Extras, which were Todd's World and Fireman Sam. Originally released in 1998 on VHS, Anchor Bay released a DVD version in 2006. with 6 Season 2 episodes and 2 Season 1 episodes, with the bonus features of a character gallery, a DVD game called James Connects the Dots Fun from the James and the Red Balloon DVD, the music video Little Engines, which was taken from the Percy's Chocolate Crunch DVD, and the read-along story, taken from early years, is Thomas and the Naughty Diesel, based on the book Thomas and the Evil Diesel by Christopher Audrey in 1987, and published by Random House in 1999, with some strange illustrations by Yossi Yi, and she would illustrate Thomas books until 2005. Like the other Anchor Bay DVDs, this DVD also provides a booklet of what's inside, as well as promoting other Anchor Bay Thomas releases. This was another DVD from Rasputin that I got alongside Cranky Bugs, James and the Red Balloon, and Steamies vs. Diesels at their Berkeley store in 2018. This was the first American DVD I bought from Amazon back in 2011, and unfortunately it too was the victim of sun bleaching because, as I said plenty of times before, it was left in a plastic box underneath my house, which was exposed to the sun. This too was released alongside its VHS counterpart, but after this release, Anchor Bay would just sell Thomas DVDs, as VHS was on the way out thanks to the DVD's dominance in the home media market. This DVD contains all Season 7 episodes, rescored by Robert Hartshorn and Ed Welch, and the first episode, Fergus Breaks the Rules, was given an American title, which hadn't been common since the show's 4th season. It was called Thomas and the Search for Fergus, which honestly is kind of more fitting, since Fergus hadn't broken any type of rule. To end the VHS, and as a bonus feature on the DVD, is the song Troublesome Trucks by Mike O'Donnell and Junior Campbell, which makes its US debut. Other bonus features includes another character gallery, 2 DVD games, and a read-along story is The Midnight Ride of Thomas the Tank Engine, which was published by Random House in 1995 as a glow-in-the-dark book, and what I remember reading as a child back in the day when it was sold at Australian bookstores in 1999. There was also a DVD-ROM game, which is a colouring game, but it's no longer useful due to it being made as a flash game. Another Rasputin Berkeley bought DVD during my 2017 visit to America. Trackstars from Hit Entertainment is pretty much America's equal to the UK's Tales from the Tracks DVD released the same year, featuring 6 Season 9 episodes. I also remember seeing the trailer for the DVD and VHS back when it was new. The DVD's bonus features games such as James's Color of Sodor and Thomas's Amazing Adventure, a DVD-ROM with activities, a character gallery, and the read-along story is A Better View for Gordon and other Thomas the Tank Engine stories published by Random House in 2001, read by Robin Smith. This DVD is basically the Sing-Along and Stories VHS from 1997, which was later released on DVD under that name by Anchor Bay in 2006, and was then re-released as Hop On Board Songs and Stories from Lionsgate in 2009. This also came with a bonus CD featuring 5 songs, with it being Engine Roll Call, Let's Have a Race, Toby, The Island Song, and Really Useful Engine. Its bonus features were taken from other releases, such as Sodor Superstar Hall of Fame from the Percy's Chocolate Crunch DVD, and the Really Useful Engine DVD game from the New Friends for Thomas DVD. It's Great to Be an Engine from the Make Someone Happy DVD was added in as the 8th song. Next is another Season 9 DVD that is America's equal to the UK and Australia's Little Engines Big Days Out, featuring the same episodes. This was the first DVD to be distributed by, of all companies, 20th Century Fox in 2006. This DVD also features a weird Photoshop edit of a Thomas promo picture from the Keeping Up with James episode, but Thomas's face is the one seen on dummy versions of Thomas that were common at Day Out with Thomas events in the US back in the day. And it's weird because why do they need to change that when the original version shows Thomas smiling anyway? A weird moment that will forever remain a mystery. The bonus features such as the Arthur and Spots the Difference game are the same as what the UK and Australia had gotten, but the US was given another game, which is Getting Up Gordon's Hill, that was only broadcasted in the UK, and it never aired in any Season 9 broadcast on PBS. And I don't know why they think that would be called a game, where there is nothing to do but guess, whereas you have 2 interactive games as well. To me, they could have just kept it as a bonus feature. And while the song Every Day is a Special Day on Sodor was also in the main feature, they were given another song as a bonus feature, which was Night and Day, and a read-along story of Percy and the Oil Painting narrated by Robin Smith, and a story that was never published in a storybook by Random House ever, which is strange. The hit extra on this DVD is an episode of Todd's World. The cover art is simple, though Thomas's face mask seem a bit off to me with his crooked smile and raised eyebrow. Though at the same time it looks a little hilarious, as it looks like he and Henry are up to something. The other thing is, its VHS equivalent is so hard to come by in this day and age, ranking up at really hefty prices, whereas the DVD is much cheaper and more common to see on eBay. Speaking of its VHS equivalent, it would also be the very last Tomas tape to be released, as many major studios were giving up on the format, thanks to the DVD's dominance. Back to another Anchor Bay release, which is the 2006 release of Tomas, Percy and the Dragon and Other Stories, and another disc from the 2010 On The Go pack. This DVD shares the same episode listing as its VHS counterpart, with some bonus features taken from previous releases, such as the Silver Lining music video from Spills and Chills, the character gallery from Best of Gordon, the game Paint My Color from Salty Secret, and the Tomas, Percy and the Dragon read-along book from Percy Saves the Day, which makes sense to have it placed on this release. The next DVD is Thomas's Halloween Adventures, which is the 2009 Lionsgate release. This was originally released by Anchor Bay in 2006, featuring various episodes from season 1 to 7, with Bad Dare Castle Lock being the rescored version, the usual hit era transitions, and its title cards used the Flange BQ font for all the episodes, which was common in the Tomas brand since 2000, and is still being used to this day for all engines go. The bonus features are once again recycled from past releases, such as the character gallery from Percy Saves the Day, Learn to Count from Salty Secret, and the read-along being the Great Race from Hooray for Tomas that was, in Anchor Bay's run, released the previous year. A textbook example of laziness. They should have gone with the Monster Under the Shed book from 2001 by Random House, a more fitting book for this release. However, the DVD placed in the music video Boo Boo Choo Choo, despite that was taken from the Jet Engine DVD. This DVD was also another Rasputin purchase that I got from Berkeley in 2019. Come Ride the Rails, which was originally distributed by 20th Century Fox in 2006. This is the 2010 re-release by Lionsgate, and is America's equal to the UK and Australia's Together on the Tracks DVD, sharing the same line of episodes. The US DVD features 4 interactive games, which are Toby's Day Out, Seeing Seals, Sir Topham Hatt's Helping Hand, and Percy's Favourite Thing, with Gordon's gallery as a showcase of promotional pictures. As shown on the price tag sticker, this was also a DVD I got from Rasputin in Berkeley in 2017. The final disc from the 2010 On The Go pack is the 2007 Anchor Bay release Trust, Tomas and Other Stories, featuring the same episodes from the VHS with the Harold music video added in from the Best of James DVD, along with 2 games added in from past releases. Released alongside Trust Tomas is A Big Day for Tomas DVD from Anchor Bay, released in 2007, and also one of the first US Tomas DVDs I bought physically in America at the Haight-Ashbury Rasputin store in 2016, alongside the Get Along DVD. Its bonus features were taken from past releases as well, but there were 2 songs, one which was the song Toby to end the DVD, and the other a bonus being the Sir Topham Hatt song. And when I watched this for the first time, I was surprised to find that the Sir Topham Hatt song had kept his nickname intact, despite that he was never called the Fat Controller over in the States. And yet I haven't heard a peep about this through Amazon or anywhere else from parents since he was named Sir Topham Hatt in America to avoid fat phobia. Another VHS given its own DVD, which is Percy's Ghostly Trick and Other Tomas Stories from Anchor Bay in 2007, featuring the same episode listing as the VHS and its bonus features recycled from past releases. This was another Haight-Ashbury Rasputin purchase that I made back in 2017, along with Make So Unhappy, Tomas and the Jet Engine, and It's Great to Be an Engine. This is America's version of the one that was released in the UK in 2006, and in Australia in 2007, Thomas's Trusty Friends, with a pretty generic cover from Anchor Bay. The DVD's episode listing is not as much as the UK and Australia's, which features 11 episodes, whereas this one features 6. Its bonus features are a DVD-ROM game, which is Tic-Tac-Toe, which requires Flash, and that's an impossibility, along with 2 downloadable coloring sheets. There was even a character gallery which was recycled from the On-Site with Tomas DVD from 2006. But the unique thing about this release is that it's the only DVD to feature the song One Friendly Family, which plays in between the 3rd and 4th episode, and I remember seeing this on YouTube back in the day on its release. Shame was never released on the UK and Australia's copy. And as you can tell from the price tag, this too was from Rasputin's Berkeley store that I bought in 2017. It's kind of crazy to think that Anchor Bay hadn't thought of releasing this much earlier when they started distributing Tomas DVDs in the early 2000s, considering this was their first release. But it took them 12 years to do it, since its last release was back in 1995. Despite that its 95 release had 4 additional episodes narrated by George Carlin, the 2007 DVD follows the 1990 release, which is 7 episodes from the first series narrated by Ringo Starr. Its bonus features were again recycled from past releases, and this is the start of the weird, color-saturated Photoshop DVD covers too. And the price tag shows that this too is from Rasputin's Berkeley store that I got with Come Ride the Rails, Trusty Friends, Trackstars DVDs, and the Trackside Tunes VHS in 2017. Next is Ultimate Christmas, which is basically the past 2 Christmas DVDs mashed together with all the bonus features from those 2 releases, so nothing new or different. This DVD I got through Twitter by Waldleton Productions, who was selling it off amongst his other DVDs, so special thanks to him for it. And we come to the final disc from the 2010 box set, which is Thomas and the Treasure from Anchor Bay in 2008, featuring 2 Season 9 episodes and 4 Season 10 episodes, with the song strengthened between the 2nd and 3rd episode, along with recycled bonus features. And we come to the last Anchor Bay release in my US collection, which is Percy Takes the Plunge. The DVD follows the same listing as the Daisy VHS, with the song Let's Have a Race added in for the 10 years release. And this too is one of the weird Photoshop DVD covers with Percy, for some reason, smiling that he was in the water. Anchor Bay would end their 13-year run distributing Thomas DVDs with the re-release of Rusty to the Rescue and Other Thomas Stories, as Lionsgate took over. And funny enough, this is their 2009 re-release version. And here is the first Lionsgate DVD The Great Discovery from 2008, which is different to the UK cover and was used by ABC Australia for the 2009 re-release version in the standard case. The bonus features feature the song Thomas You're the Leader music video, but we also have the Learn with Thomas feature, which were 3 learning segments that were likely made for the movie, like Calling All Engines, but were cut for time, which was a good move as the learning segments in Calling All Engines really slowed the pace. But at least they were shared as a bonus feature and not laid to waste in the archives gathering dust never to be seen ever. I remember seeing these segments on YouTube around 2008 after the movie was released, and wondered where they come from, and later discovered they were from the DVD release only in America. Another bonus feature that was exclusive to North America was the behind-the-scenes feature with Pierce Brosnan being interviewed with some instrumental tracks of Winter Wonderland and The Red Balloon, and some of the original Thomas models in the back for decoration. Strange how the UK and us in Australia didn't get these on the UK release, as the bonus features for us were music videos for the songs and a Follow the Whistle game. What a shame. Up next is the only Season 12 DVD I have in my US collection, Percy and the Bandstand, released by Lionsgate in 2009, featuring 4 stories from Season 12, with the bonus features being recycled from previous releases such as The Better View for Gordon and Other Thomas the Tank Engine stories read along from Trackstars, and the Songs of Sodor game from Songs from the Station. However, this is one of the 2 Season 12 DVDs to have the live-action character driver Arkwright, who plays between episodes of the DVD, and is played by Canadian-born British actor Robert Slade. The segment is called Mr. Arkwright Gets Ready. It would be his last appearance, as he was later replaced by the character Mr. Perkins. However, he was still mentioned in various other segments with Mr. Perkins. I bought this DVD at a shop in the shops for Tanforan in San Bruno on the San Francisco Peninsula on Thanksgiving during my 2016 visit. I can't remember what the shop was called, but it was selling things that people traded in, kind of like the CEX shop here in Australia. However, the shop is no longer in business last time I was at Tanforan. And you could tell it's from 2009 since there was a small pamphlet inside promoting Hero of the Rails and its merchandise, along with a whole middle page promoting Hit Entertainment's other brands, and they even promoted DVDs and a Blu-ray for Wallace and Gromit and Shaun the Sheep. For a short time, Hit had distributed Wallace and Gromit content between 2008 to 2012 for American audiences after Aardman ended their partnership with DreamWorks. Today, Shout Factory distributes their home media. To celebrate the 65th anniversary of the Railway series, Lionsgate released a DVD compilation called The Greatest Stories, featuring 20 episodes from 11 seasons. The DVD features the UK dub of the first 2 episodes of Season 1, which were taken directly from the 2004 DVD set The Early Years by Anchor Bay, and it also uses the remastered versions of the selected episodes from Season 1 to 3. The DVD's bonus features were recycled from the previous releases, however there were 2 made exclusively for this DVD, which were a trivia game about how Thomas first met his friends, and an enhanced storybook feature with Ringo Starr narrating Thomas Saves the Day, Thomas and the Breakdown Train in the UK and Australia, using the US dub track with some pretty bad cropping. There were also some DVD-ROM games but are useless now since Adobe got rid of Flash. Next up is The Birthday Express from Lionsgate in 2011, featuring the 4 episodes as shown on the UK equivalent, and its bonus feature is just a game and a bonus episode of Roy the Racing Car, a British stop-motion children's show starring the likes of Peter Kay. In the US version, Peter Kay's role was replaced by Kerry Shale, who had voiced in the CGI version of Thomas from 2009 to 2020. This was done to promote the first Roy the Racing Car DVD to be released in North America, as shown through a fly within the DVD, as Hit Entertainment had distribution rights for the show since 2008 until 2012. And oh boy, this special. Day of the Diesels, the 5th direct-to-DVD special for 2011 by Lionsgate. When this was new, I remember liking it, but as time went on and seeing this movie with fresh eyes, I realized how bad it was, and Misty Island was just released the previous year at the time. However, in my opinion, Misty Island Rescue had a so bad as good quality with it. It's still terrible, but it's hilarious at the same time with its writing, whereas Day of the Diesels was just bad. I hate Percy's role in the movie, as I feel he was being kind of selfish by the idea of him to be Thomas's best friend and no one else should, and he never really learned anything from that in the end. And most of the movie's progression was very boring and very bland, with Percy running to and from the Diesel Works, and the whole takeover of the Steamworks by the Diesels just looks stupid. It feels more like they were trying to destroy it than taking it over, which could make sense if that was their motivation since the Diesel Works was dilapidated and the Steamworks wasn't. I think the movie should have been focused on Paxton. The Diesel guidebook that came with some US DVDs and Thomas events in promotion of the special stated that he liked the steam engines, but can be gullible enough to be taken advantage of by other Diesels. So why not make it about him? He could at least have been one of the most interesting characters coming out from this era of the show. I can't think of how it could build up as a story when it comes to the Steamworks takeover, but Paxton having the lead role could at least avoid inconsistencies like this.
And it's full of diesels. Diesels can be devious,
says the tank engine who's friends with Diesels. I hate this movie. The DVD bonus features contains a game, couple of music videos. One includes the worst song from 2011 that is just the same lyrics going over and over and over.
Over and 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 over
again with different set of lyrics just naming the core characters that was the Steam team. I hate it with such passion. And also it comes with a special video about how steam and diesel engines work, told by Keith Wickham, which was nice and simple enough for the general audience to understand. The movie is hot garbage, but it came with a nice slipcase though. And here is the Christmas DVD for 2011, Merry Christmas Thomas, featuring 4 episodes from season 15. Not much else to say except its bonus feature was a game, and that's it. And that it had a nice slipcase cover. And we come to personally what is my favorite DVD out of my US collection, which is Engine Friends from 2012, another compilation of episodes from various seasons. I like this one because of its rarities, such as Ringo Starr's US dub of Trouble in the Sheds making its DVD debut, as it was only released on the Tennis and Turntables VHS, as well as his US narrations for Saved from Scrap and A New Friend for Thomas, Thomas and Trevor, as those were last seen only in the Shining Time Station episode Is This the End on TV at the time that was 23 years apart. Michael Brandon's narration for Emily's New Coaches was released on DVD for the first and only time. Thomas and the Statues episode title was read out by him as well on this release, whereas on the Toy Workshop DVD he didn't, as well as some other hit-era episodes being released on the format for the first time. The bonus features were of course recycled from past Anchor Bay releases. It was also one of the DVDs to have the booklet Hyde and Pete Thomas to promote the upcoming special Blue Mountain Mystery. Sadly, this will be the last new US DVD to feature episodes from the model series, as well as the classic intro and outro, and Ringo Starr, George Carlin and Alec Baldwin's narrations. If anything, I think the DVD ended the era on a high note. A DVD that was only released in the US, Schoolhouse Delivery, featuring 4 episodes, which were 3 from season 14 and 1 from season 15, and its bonus feature is a magnet game. And that's it. And here is the 2012 special Blue Mountain Mystery. Its bonus features are a game, 2 music videos, and a special video talking about the difference between standard and narrow gauge, told by voice actor Keith Wickham. And it had a really cool main menu too. And here is the Christmas DVD for 2012 featuring 4 episodes from season 16, and its bonus features were a DVD game, which was really enjoyable when I first got the DVD back in 2012, along with Guess Who puzzles. Despite its episodes, I do like the cover, and it's better than what was released in 2016 as one of those bland headshot DVD covers with a cover background behind them which lacks creativity. The final DVD for the year, which was Sticky Situations, with 4 terrible episodes from season 14 and season 15, with a DVD game as a bonus feature, and some Guess Who puzzles. However, I remember when I got the DVD from Amazon is that I discovered the 2012 revamped version of Go Go Thomas and uploaded it on my YouTube channel to show it. The upload is now long gone, but I was credited on the Lads Roll Along Thomas blog for it. We now move to 2013, and the first release that year was Muddy Matters, and the first US DVD to have 5 episodes instead of the usual 4 like previous releases, all of which are from season 16. Its bonus features were a game, Guess Who puzzles, and the 2012 revamped version of Go Go Thomas once again. The last season 16 DVD in my collection, which is Go Go Thomas, released in 2013 by Lionsgate, featuring 5 episodes from that season. The bonus features are a game, another release of the 2012 Go Go Thomas music video, and some Guess Who puzzles. And finally, we're at the good stuff, which is Railway Mischief, which was released in the US by Lionsgate as a Walmart exclusive featuring 5 episodes from season 17. I remember when this was first announced that year and everyone had doubts about the outcome of the episodes, despite that Andrew Brenner had prior history to Thomas the Tank Engine through the old Marvel comics that he had written for in the UK. Thankfully, those doubts were placed to rest, but I also remember being surprised by the inclusion of Mark Morahan being the storyteller who just came out of the blue. However, I and everyone quickly warmed up to his narration, which gave me a blend of Ringo Starr, Michael Angeles and Johnny Morris put together. I got this DVD through a seller on Amazon back in 2013 since Walmart doesn't ship to Australia. The bonus features were a game, the All You Need music video, which made its debut with the line of Sodor when it was being screened in 2010 in the US, as well as some Guess Who puzzles. And here is King of the Railway from Lionsgate, the 2013 special, and its bonus features are a game, 3 music videos, and a Guess Who puzzle. And here is the 2013 Christmas DVD from Lionsgate, Santa's Little Engine, featuring 4 episodes from season 17 and snow tracks from season 13, but re-narrated by Mark Morahan instead of just placing in the Michael Brandon dub. My guess they need to fill in the quota for 5 episodes. And since season 17 only had 4 episodes focusing on Christmas and winter, they went with snow tracks to fill in the 5th slot before releasing it, and had Mark Morahan to narrate it for consistency's sake. But I have some memories of this DVD, despite its 4:3 aspect ratio like its episodic predecessors. I remember being surprised that the main menu used Mike O'Donnell and Junior Campbell's We Wish You a Merry Christmas jingle from season 3. And was surprised that they were using the Flying Kipper from the Railway series as part of the special Mr. Perkins intervals, using Railway series pictures by C. Reginald Dolby and additional pictures by Lorraine Marshall. The bonus features on this DVD are a game and some Guess Who puzzles. And the last DVD for 2013, The Tomaswa, featuring 5 episodes from season 17, featuring Luke's new friend as a bonus feature. This was also the DVD to debut the song Hey Hey Thomas from Eggplant LF, which was a good song, although the music feels like something you can hear in a toy commercial. This DVD also recycled the Thomas You're the Leader music video from the Rescues on the Rails DVD, and the Lift and Load Crane game from the Splish Splash Splosh DVD, as well as some Guess Who puzzles. Like the UK and Australia, Lionsgate also released the 2014 tentpole DVD Spills and Thrills, featuring 6 episodes from season 17 that weren't broadcasted on PBS until later in the year. This DVD's bonus features had been recycled from previous releases, along with some Guess Who puzzles. But one thing that's different about this DVD in comparison to the rest in my collection, this was the US's first 16:9 episodic release, and will be that aspect ratio from then on. Another Walmart exclusive for 2014, Trouble on the Tracks, giving fans the first look at the upcoming season 18 at the time. I remember trying to get this DVD off from a seller on eBay, but so many people began to bid on it to the point that the price was becoming too much for me and had to drop out. But later on I managed to get it through a seller on Amazon, and I remember buying it on my iPhone when I was at the Hunter Valley Steam Fest that year on the Great Train Race. There was the special intervals including Mr. Perkins' story time being Pop Goes the Diesel, and I remember when hearing him singing the song I couldn't help but sing along. The bonus features on this DVD were just the Guess Who puzzles. After 6 years, Mattel dropped Lionsgate as its distributor and went with Universal instead, starting off with Engines to the Rescue, which was sold as a double pack at Walmart featuring 5 episodes from season 17. The music videos, which were the DVD's bonus features, had been recycled from previous releases along with the Guess Who puzzles. This DVD was never released in the UK or Australia since the episodes Too Many Fire Engines, The Phantom Express and Henry's Hero were released on the UK and Australia's version of Santa's Little Engine as bonus episodes, and Bill or Ben and Not Now Charlie were released on the UK and Australia's version of Railway Mischief. The only other country outside of the US to have this was Greece in 2017. And here is the 2014 special, Tale of the Brave, and it too shares the special features that the UK and Australia had gotten, without the Mr. Perkins segments. And here is the 2014 Christmas DVD, The Christmas Engines. I remember getting this from iTunes when it was released for my iPad, and the 1080p HD quality was stunning. This DVD contains 5 Christmas winter stories from season 18, and the Mr. Perkins stories segment was A Scarf for Percy, with the additions made from season 3 since the original story was short. Its bonus feature was the music video It's Christmas Time from Eggplant LF, another great song by them. And here is the last DVD for 2014, which is Signals Crossed, featuring 5 episodes from season 18 and the Mr. Perkins Storytime segment being Thomas Goes Fishing. The bonus features were 2 music videos, which were Engine Roll Call and Searching Everywhere from King of the Railway, and some Guess Who puzzles. We now move to 2015, and the US had a boatload of DVDs released during the 70th anniversary year, starting off with Dinos and Discoveries, the season 18 tentpole release featuring 6 episodes that would later air on PBS in 2016. The Mr. Perkins Storytime segment showcased the story Edward and Gordon, a rather fitting choice to start off the 70th. The same segment was seen in the Australian and UK release. Its bonus features are the Hey Hey Thomas music video, and some Guess Who puzzles. I remember getting this DVD as part of the Walmart double pack set with The Adventure Begins through a US proxy site. And here it is, the 70th anniversary special The Adventure Begins, which was first released in the US before the rest of the world as a Walmart exclusive and will get a wider release in 2017. It's pretty much the same as the UK and Australia's with the bonus features. The DVD that I had came with Dinos and Discoveries as mentioned earlier, and before that I bought the special on iTunes as well in beautiful HD, the way it should be seen. But the quality of the DVD looked like a downgrade. And most DVD releases will end up being like this for a while, but still the best special. And we come to the last Walmart exclusive, which is Whale of a Tale and Other Sodor Adventures, featuring 5 episodes as a sneak peek for the upcoming season 19 at the time. The Mr. Perkins Storytime segment on this release was Toby's Tightrope. However, the only separate bonus feature was just the Guess Who puzzles. The DVD I bought came from a seller on Amazon. And here is the 2015 straight-to-DVD special, Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure. Here is the DVD that I bought in 2015, not damaged like my UK copy, and here is the Blu-ray version that I got in 2016 from Amazon. And here is the 2015 Christmas release, Thomas's Christmas Carol, featuring 4 Christmas winter episodes with a 2-part episode, Diesel's Ghostly Christmas, being combined as one. However, no new Perkins Storytime interval. I believe Thomas Terrence at the Snow could have been a feature, or Thomas's Christmas Party or Thomas and the Missing Christmas Tree by Christopher Audrey. The latter at least have characters that kids were already familiar with in the show, and there should at least be some love to Christopher's books. But anyway, the DVD was also the debut of the music video Snow Plays Like Home by Eggplant LF, which was another nice Christmas song. It also came with a small advert for the Bob the Builder reboot at the time. The show is on a hiatus since 2018, and there hadn't been a peep about it for over 5 years as of the making of this video. I wonder if Mattel had learned their lesson over this about rebooting. And the final episodic DVD for 2015, Tales on the Rails, featuring 3 season 19 episodes and 2 season 18 episodes. And we got another Mr. Perkins storytime segment, which was Thomas's Train. However, its bonus feature was once again the All You Need Is music video from previous releases. After Thomas's Christmas Carol, I stopped buying the DVDs because of its bad quality and got them through iTunes instead, including this copy. But I got this physically as a souvenir at the San Jose Children's Discovery Museum in San Jose with other Thomas merch they were selling. The museum was hosting the Thomas and Friends Explore the Rails exhibition in 2017, with the original models of Thomas and Emily on display during my visit to America. Another DVD I skipped and bought it through iTunes but ended up getting it physically was the 2016 special The Great Race. I bought this from Walmart on my way back from Los Angeles in 2016 after visiting Disneyland and Universal for the first time and attending a taping of a Conan O'Brien episode at the Warner Brothers Studios lot, since my family and I are fans of him. Ultimate Friendship Adventure is an interesting DVD which features 10 episodes overall, 5 from season 20 and 5 from season 19, and no bonus features, not even any of the special intervals. I bought this while I was in America in 2016, but I can't remember where. But 10 episodes. There was never an episodic Thomas DVD I've seen from America that had that many episodes. And we come to the last tentpole DVD release, Extraordinary Engines, released in 2015 featuring 6 season 20 episodes. I think I bought this from a shop while I was in America because I couldn't find any date from Amazon. But I remember having this on my iPad when it was first released. Anyway, not much else to say since it's the same as what we got and as well as the UK. After 2 more DVDs were released by Universal in 2017, which were Journey Beyond Sodor and Christmas on Sodor, both that I bought from iTunes instead, Universal stopped releasing new Thomas DVDs throughout all of 2018, including that year's special thanks to Mattel's stupid exclusive deal with Viacom when revamping the show. Originally, the deal was this. Mattel was to showcase Big World on 3 streaming networks, which were Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Prime in America, while having it broadcasted on Nickelodeon. But for some reason, season 22 to 23 was only shown on Nickelodeon, and then Nick Jr., and when the show was on the latter, it was hardly advertised, which eventually made Mattel cancel their contract at the end of 2019, and shortly thereafter was placed on Netflix in early 2020. During that time, Universal had been releasing DVD sets of previously released Thomas content, while the UK and Australia were getting new DVDs, until in 2019 the US had finally released their first DVD of new Thomas content since 2017, which was the Big World Big Adventures special. It's pretty much the same as what the UK and Australia got from 2018. And unfortunately, thanks to Amazon's brilliant safe packaging, this too got some damage. You'd think after Universal had released this there would be more DVDs, right? Would the US play catch up with the UK and Australia?
Nope.
After this release, Universal hadn't released a new Thomas DVD since. And my question is, why? Why did Universal stop releasing new content for its American audience? They released this during Thomas's run on Nickelodeon, so what was stopping them releasing more new stuff? Probably a question that will remain unanswered. Thanks, Mattel. Some season 23 episodes were uploaded on YouTube, but oh my god, they had horrible condensed editing, and it's really unfair that Mattel gave these to people who neither had Nickelodeon or Netflix. There was no balance at all. What a terrible job from Mattel. And that is all of my US home media collection. And if you made it this far, I hope you had enjoyed it. Next up will be the final part of my home media collection series, where I will showcase to you my Japanese home media collection, as well as some other foreign DVDs. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.